Alright, what's up? It's your boy Adam Rob for another Thirsty Thursdays. I kind of been experimenting with the mood. Kind of turned off a couple lights and I got the purple going on back there. And I think it's fitting because today I'm trying something from Evil Twin Brewing Company. They're based out of New York, I think Brooklyn, but they have 10 breweries all over this great land. But this one is pretty funny because it says, I actually wish it had snowed more this winter. And I thought it was pretty funny when I was hanging out with James. We went to a grocery store called Fisher's and they really have a good beer selection. Evil Twin, they have a lot of really interesting beers. I'll put a couple pictures of some of their new ones, but they do a lot of like novelty names and they kind of experiment a lot with weird flavors. I've had a few of their beers and they're a little on the pricey side, but they are delicious most of the time. It's kind of like when you're eating like a bag of those, like, what's the Harry Potter jelly beans? Burt's Beans. And sometimes you get a good flavor, sometimes you get earwax. It's a gamble. So this one is a gamble. It's called I Actually Wish It Had Snowed More This Year, which is pretty funny because it didn't snow that much this year. You would think that it was like a flavor around Christmas time, but it's actually Gose Ale or Gose Ale with watermelon, salt, and vanilla. And so I wanted to try this one today because it says to drink it as fresh as you can because it's made with watermelon, which is like, what? Really weird. So watermelon, salt, and vanilla. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but we're gonna try it out. I thought it was gonna be like a almost red color, but I guess not. Ooh, that is an interesting aroma. It's kind of like if you ever drink like cucumber water. For some reason it smells like that. I don't know why, but it's like real, like crisp. It also has kind of like a nutty flavor to it. Let's give this one a little taste. Whoa. What? That is weird, but it's strangely good. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is probably a hard one to find, but if you can find this, it's pretty good. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Because at first it's like really sweet and tart, like a good watermelon. Then it kind of smooths and you get that creaminess coming at the end with the salt and vanilla. And I never thought like salt, vanilla, and watermelon could go together, but they did a good job with this. So hats off to you, Evil Twin. You guys are doing good, shaking things up in the beer world. Cheers to you. So the internet is a fun place. As you guys know, I only have around like 55 subscribers at the moment. Hopefully we'll get up there, but I'm not in a hurry. But it was really cool. I got to talk to one of my favorite YouTubers. His name's Matti Hapooja. He's a guy, I think he's from Finland, and now he lives in Canada. And he's kind of part of this group of creators up in Canada. Peter McKinnon, Chris and Lizzie, Becky and Chris. And it's really cool. They kind of create this community of people that are into the arts and into photography, videography, and they do a mix of like tutorials and entertainment. And I really like Matti Hapooja. He does not daily, but at least 3 to 4 videos a week of either his life, things that are going on, products that he's using, basically whatever he wants. And I got to talk to him yesterday. It was really cool. He announced his secret company that he's been talking about for weeks, and it's called We The Project. It's basically a network where people that are videographers, photographers, producers, anybody that's involved in the creative arts, where they can make a profile, they can post projects and roles that they need in that project, whether they need like an actor, a grip, DP, whatever. And then you can apply for jobs depending on where you're at or if you're traveling somewhere. And it seems like a really cool platform. And so he just launched it and he said that he was going to be on there kind of replying to people. So I went over and I made a profile and I messaged him and I was like, he's probably busy. And we actually had, maybe like a 10-minute conversation. Basically just talked about how I liked his videos and that he was doing a good job. I said that he was starting to become like the new Casey Neistat with his secret company. And then in today's video, he was flying his drone around his office. And I was like, dude, Matti Hapooja, he's the one that's putting out the videos on almost the daily. So he's a good dude. I'm excited to, I was excited to talk to him. And then on today's video, he was actually scrolling through and he was talking about the response to Tuesday's video. And he was scrolling through and I'll show the video and it showed me like as he was scrolling through it, and I was like, hey, that's me, bro. So I don't know, it was kind of fun. You know, it's the little things in life, and it shows that anybody anywhere can interact with people from the internet. It's really, I like the personal type relationship that people can get with creators, and I'm hoping that, you know, maybe some of y'all, if you guys want to hit me up, leave a comment. If you guys want to have more talks on there, I'm down. I will reply because I don't get that many. So yeah, I don't know. We got a lot of big things that have happened in the last few days. Apple had an online WWDC for this year, and it was kind of cool. Like, their production value was really good, and they kind of had a variety of people talking about the different new features that are coming, and one of the big ones was iOS 14, which I'm really sad, depressed. Like, I'm not that depressed, but I'm still rocking that iPhone 8 Plus. And so this is the first iOS update where I won't be able to, I think, update my phone too. So that's kind of a bummer. So I won't get to experience all these cool new features until I pony up and buy an iPhone. I'm kind of waiting for the next one because I kind of want to get the one without a notch. And I'm hoping they figure it out by then, but, you know, I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of run down some stuff that I saw that were kind of interesting. The biggest thing is they have added widgets, and you have more flexibility with your main homepage and where the apps go. You can expand different apps, you can show more information. Everybody's like, Android's been doing that forever, but I think when Apple does it, it works really well. I wouldn't say I'm an Apple fanboy, but I do own like 4 Apple products, so maybe I'm in the club. So they made it easier to search. You can have like groups of apps that have to do with one another, and you can search really easily through your apps. And so they added Apple libraries, and they also added picture-in-picture to the iPhone. So I'm not sure what YouTube's gonna do about that, because now you can just watch a YouTube video and have it float around your screen while you're looking at other apps. That's something I like on my iPad, but iPhone has always been kind of like, no, I'm not gonna do that just yet, but it's coming. So that's pretty dope. Siri has a new native translation feature, so you can have conversations with people in different languages straight from Siri. And so you don't have to go through Google Translate anymore. And they added a lot of new message features. So you can pin important messages, like something that you need to respond to the top of your list. It's more integrated group chats where you can, kind of like what they do in Slack, where you can respond to a direct person and you can have a little mini conversation within the group chat itself. So stuff like that's coming, and that looks pretty cool. I use a group chat a lot. I think it would be nice to kind of be able to have that functionality. And there's going to be new maps. They're going to be more integrated with bike lanes, bike trails, which I appreciate. I love riding bikes. They also have built-in routes that will work with people that have electric vehicles, plan out where they need to stop to recharge. And they're adding a functionality to certain cars where you can use your iPhone now as your key, and then if you somehow lose your iPhone, you can lock it so nobody can use it. Better iPad functionality is coming. You can now scribble and it will turn into text. My handwriting is probably not going to work that well, but for most people, hopefully it'll work pretty seamlessly. So you can use your Apple Pencil or just your finger and it will turn it into text. AirPods are getting an upgrade. They'll be able to kind of work seamlessly between your devices. So instead of having to reconnect to an iPad, it will have a feature where it will easily just transfer onto your iPad. The Apple Watch gets some new features. You're going to be able to get new faces, and apps are going to be able to create more intuitive ones, and then you can even like share them with other people, which is kind of cool. I don't have an Apple Watch, so I don't know much about it, but I mean, it sounds cool. Oh, and one of the biggest features coming to the Apple Watch is sleep tracking. So it will track how long you sleep, and you can also set like a haptic alarm if you want to wake up. So that's kind of cool. There's also going to be better privacy features for iPhones. For Mac OS, they have a new operating system called Big Sur. They kind of have some new designs. Everything looks a little crisp, a little cleaner, but one of the biggest complaints has been the icons on the bottom of the screen on the dock bar. Some people say the shadows look weird. There's like something off about them.
The shadows are off.
No, they're not.
Yes, sir. I've looked at photos on the internet and it proves it.
Nick,
the shadows are off. The shadows are off.
Shadows
the shadows
are not
off.
But also with the new computers going forward, they are going to be working towards producing their own silicon, so that way they will no longer have to use Intel in their products, which is a big development. That's like the one big thing I think that they needed to start developing on their own to be completely self-reliant, I guess. And it said it's like going to be like a 2 to 4 year transition period, and I think they're going to still make some MacBooks with Intel. It's going to be a weird process going forward, but eventually they're going to train all computers, and future devices will be made with their own patented silicon. Today, in podcast of the week, I hate doing it. Kid Cudi posted a tweet wondering if he should start a podcast, and the internet gave it a resounding yes. We were like, yes, do it. That'd be freaking amazing. And he did another tweet earlier today where he said he was gonna do it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna be him humming for like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour. No, that's what people have been saying. It'd be really cool if he I don't know even what it would be about. Like him talking with other artists, him talking with fans, him just talking about whatever he wants to talk about. Like whatever. That'd be freaking cool. Like Kid Cudi, Cleveland native, Ohio, represent. You're the man. I like most of your albums. There's a couple that I'm like, anyways. And my friend Ben, one of my next door neighbors growing up, we used to hang out a ton. He said that Kid Cudi should call it the Cudi Zone. So I'm gonna give him credit for that. If it does become the Cudi Zone, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here. Another podcast I like to recommend is Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. I like the term that they use in this podcast. They call themselves conspiracy realists, which I think is a much better term than conspiracy theorists, because there have been a ton of conspiracies and they weren't theories and they ended up being true. And so I consider myself a little bit of that. Like I love conspiracies, reading about them, listening to them, comparing what different people say about the same one. I think that there's a lot more going on like behind the scenes than what we're told in the news. And that's just me. I'm a weirdo. I like that kind of stuff. This podcast is really great because they're all the hosts they're in the world kind of figuring this stuff out. I think one of the main guys, his name is Ben. He's traveled all over the world. He's been a part of like some crazy stuff. He's seen a lot of this stuff in real life. And they talk about, any conspiracy under the sun, stuff that I haven't even heard about before. They talk about what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. They have a few episodes on what happened to Jeffrey Epstein, his before and after, and his mysterious death. They talk about secret societies. They talk about Facebook making their own currency with Libra. They talk about Princess Diana's death, the McKinsey Group, voter fraud, and even some conspiracies about YouTube itself. Whoa. Yeah, they're really good. They kind of weigh all the different sides of it and kind of look at the facts instead of instead of theorizing, they look at the facts and they're saying, what are the motives? Who stands to gain from things? Why is this even a thing?
I always say, you always follow the money.
Yeah, oil companies,
pharmaceuticals,
big business, chicken corporations, corn.
And they try to get to the heart of what's going on with whatever they're talking about. And so I appreciate that they try to remain as objective as possible. They seem to know what's happening. I wanted to give one recommendation for music this week. My friend Jamal, we used to work together at Starbucks, and then he was a drummer in my project. At first it was just my name, and then we kind of turned it into All Circles, and then now All Circles is my company. But I got him to drum during our live shows when we were still performing at coffee shops and random shows and stuff. I mean, he's an awesome, talented guy. He's a really good drummer. He's been putting out tracks, and I just listened to some today, and they're amazing. Like, if you like Juice WRLD, it's very similar. He's got his own style, so check him out. His name's Jamal, but his stage name is Tezé, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Teze with a little tilde over it. But check him out. I'll link like his YouTube and his Spotify down below. So anyways, today, hope you guys are having a good Thursday. I hope I get this out on a Thursday. I hope you guys are having a good day. This watermelon is pretty delicious, and I wish I still have a lot more to drink. Whew. That is so weird, but I love it. If you ever have a chance to get Evil Twin Brewing Company beers, go for it. It's fun for the experience. Just do that. That is it for me this week. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are having a great week. And until next Thursday, cheers.